So in this video, we're gonna look at some tips and we're gonna do one little practice test. Something short. In the future, I hope to make better videos and more elaborate videos. What advice can you think of for taking a multiple choice listening exam? Read everything quickly in the 45 seconds or minute given to you before the listening. Eliminate the wrong answers while listening to each extract. Oftentimes, you have A, B, and C. If you can eliminate A and C, that means that B is the answer. That often works better than just trying to find the answer. You listen for how B and A are the wrong answers, or how C and A are the wrong answers. If there's a dialogue, make sure you're listening to the right person. Probably another video I'll get into that. I'll get into this tip. Don't get distracted. These two tips I wanted to focus on today. Don't listen for the same exact words, but you're going to listen for the same exact meaning. You're going to listen for synonymous words and watch out for traps, right? You can pause the video and look at this again. Let's go to the little test. Okay, so I'm going to give you like a little practice test. The audio is going to be said once. You can go back and listen to it twice. So here it is. You will hear a man named John talking about his life. What did John want to be when he was a child? A, an artist. B, a lawyer. C, a journalist. Okay, here's the audio. When I was little, I had a book with the biographies of some amazing artists. Since I had never met my dad, who had been one, I admired them. I also remember that I would line up my teddy bears and pretend to be a reporter. But all of that was play compared to my real ambition, which was to be an attorney. In the end, I ended up being a journalist. Now go back and listen to it twice if you're not sure. But what is the answer? The answer is going to be lawyer. Be lawyer. Let's examine the audio script. What does it say? You will hear a man named John talking about his life. What did John want to be when he was a child? What did he want to be when he was a child? Right? So let's find the answer. Looking at the audio, we have to look for synonymous words because remember that the answers and the question will probably not have the same words as in the audio. For example, when he was a child, in the audio, he did not say when I was a child. He said when I was little. He said it in a synonymous way, right? He said it in a synonymous way. Okay. Also, for example, reporter, instead of saying journalist, he mentioned reporter, right? Instead of saying lawyer, he mentioned attorney, right? So why don't we examine why artist and journalist are not the answers? Um, well, you can see that you heard, or you can see that artist was mentioned, but it was not what he wanted to be when he was a child. It was a totally different idea. He said, when I was little, I had a book with the biographies of some amazing artists. Since I had never met one, since I had never met my dad, who had been one, I admired them. So he said that his dad was an artist. He said that he admired them, but he didn't say that he himself wanted to be an artist. That's a trap. So the people who create the audios will purposely mention one of the answers, but not answering the question. They'll mention one of the answers in a different way, so you can get confused and choose the wrong answer, right? Um, and then journalist. Why is it not journalist? Well, then he goes on to say, I also remember that I would line up my teddy bears and pretend to be a reporter. Um, and at the end, he says, in the end, I ended up being a journalist. Well, he would line up his teddy bears. He would pretend to be a reporter. That doesn't mean he wanted to be a reporter when he was a child. And also, he became a journalist in real life when he was an adult. But that still doesn't answer the question, what did John want to be when he was a child? The only one that answers it is lawyer. It says, when I was little, um, he used to have a real ambition. This is right here. But all of that was play compared to my real ambition. Want real ambition. This is synonymous, which was to be an attorney. He didn't say lawyer outright. He didn't say lawyer directly. He said the word attorney. But here is the answer. The answer is said in a synonymous way in the audio. It's not said directly. And the other answers were mentioned, but they're not answering the question. Those are just traps, right? So you really have to to pay attention to those two rules. Don't listen for the same exact words, but listen for the same exact meaning. Listen for synonymous words and watch out for traps.